How's it going? TJ Zwarich, Agents of Fandom. It's so nice to meet you.
What's up, TJ? Good to see you too. Holy mackerel, you got all kinds of stuff in there. I hope you can get out of that room. You're not locked in there.
All kinds of crazy backgrounds. I got it locked right now just so that the animals can't get in. I got two dogs and a cat, so I gotta keep them outside of the room so they don't knock anything over. But
Absolutely.
I'm curious. You've stuck with this character for over 15 years now. What is it about Mater and the Cars franchise that keeps you coming back?
Money. I'm, I'm only kidding. Yeah, let me tell you something. I was when I got this originally, before we even started filming, like 2003, when they asked me to do this, I literally wept because I knew that these guys put out great movies, and I knew that there were huge celebrities that always wanted to do it. Um, when I found out that it was because of my voice, he liked my voice fit a character. I had been doing Larry the Cable Guy on stage forever and on the radio forever, and I felt like it was a good payoff for something that I didn't know what would happen to it, and I was just testing the waters and doing something just to do it, hoping that it would work out. So I think that was a little bit of justification and satisfying. But I was I just I love doing it. It turned out to be this huge thing, and there's no way, like, I do all the toys and the games and I do all that because I felt like after we did the movie, I felt like I'm Mater, man. Nobody does Mater better than me. I'm Mater. And so I didn't want, I mean, they instead of getting a voice sound alike to do the toys and the games, why would you do that? I'm Mater, because I pretty much put my personality, I put my real personality into that truck. And so, yeah, that's what keeps me coming back because it's an iconic franchise. It's internationally known. It's an American, Mater's an American icon as far as cartoons go. So there's literally no point in even discussing, hey, do you want to do another? Well, absolutely, I want to do another whatever. I do it for nothing. Don't tell Pixar and Disney. But I mean, it's the
We'll
greatest
cut
thing ever. I love
we'll
it.
cut that part of the interview. We'll edit that snippet out. But you mentioned, you've done not just the movies, but the games, the series, toys, stuff like that. How has your process with Mater changed throughout the years? Because like you said, you put your personality into it. How has that developed over the years?
Well, first of all, Owen and I both play really well off each other. I know his inflections on the paper before I even do my lines. I'm pretty sure he knows how I'm going to say a line before he says his line. Um, I'm married now. When I got the thing, I was married. I had no kids. Now I'm married with kids. So I kind of know what kids are going to laugh at. Before I had kids, I didn't really know what kids laughed at because, they're not coming to my comedy show. But now I know what kind of things to throw in that a kid would laugh at. Something that nobody else would. Back in the day, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I would never go, oh, that's not funny. Well, obviously it is because a kid laughed at it. So I try to always, when I do the character, I always try to remember uh, the who's laughing at certain things. I think I'm a little more mature to figure out comedy wise who's laughing at certain jokes. There's some jokes that I'll put in and they'll have in that we know the adults are going to laugh at. The kids are it'll go right over their heads, but the parents will get it. And then there'll be some jokes that you just write specifically for the kids, or you throw in an ad lib that's just specifically for the kids. So I think that's it. I think just having a family of my own and kids of my own kind of helped me progress the character into what's funny, what isn't funny, and that kind of thing.
I think that makes a lot of sense. And You mentioned how well you know Owen now. How has your relationship developed through the years? Because, as we go, Mater seems to be becoming more and more of a lead role as opposed to a supporting character, and that was definitely the case here in Cars on the Road. Did you have you been giving it to him a little bit, kind of going like, "Hey, this is my show now, man."
Well, we've actually been dating for the last 8 years. And no, you know what? That's the cool thing about Owen. We don't have any, there's literally no ego on that whole thing. We've talked about it. We're just happy to be a part of it. We think it's cool to be a part of a legendary franchise for a Pixar Disney movie. I mean, it's unbelievable. We both pinch ourselves. We think it's cool. So there's no ego there. I mean, not at all. I mean, on the second movie, it was all Mater's movie. And Owen was happy for me. Owen was happy for the franchise because it's a franchise. He didn't care, and I didn't care. When the third movie came out, and I was only a little bit in the end and a couple in the middle, I could have cared less. It's part of the franchise. It's all it does is grow the franchise. I'm always going to be a part of the franchise because I made her. There's no jealousy at all, not at all. And I think that this whole thing with what we're doing now is me and Mater going down the road. It just shows how much it solidifies that people really love it when Mater and McQueen are doing something. The other characters are awesome. They love the other characters. But man, Mater and McQueen, that started it. They're the guys. And so it's only fitting to have this awesome 9-part little series come out where it's Mater going to visit his sister, and Mater and McQueen came along. The laughs are plentiful, the friendship is awesome, and you learn a lot along the way.
And as a true sports fan, I appreciate that, putting the ego aside. It sounds like you're building a championship team over there. And
Absolutely.
it's
It was kind of like this. Yeah, it was kind of like the same when I did the Blue Collar Comedy Tour with Jeff, Ron, and Bill. Nobody ever got jealous that the other person got something because we knew we were part of a team. We were 4 guys. We were part of a team, and the good success that happens to one will sprinkle down on everybody else. And the jealous factor never does anything good. So, man, the same thing with this. It's all good, man. It's all good. It's all part of a franchise.
that is incredible that you have that camaraderie, and similar to Lightning and Mater, that's a theme throughout the episode. Is there's one of my favorite shorts where Lightning struggles with jealousy from Mater a little bit, and I thought that was pretty incredible. And you mentioned the lessons people can learn through these shorts, and that, to be honest, was my favorite part. What was that like for you to kind of have each episode kind of embodying a specific lesson that the audience can learn?
Well, yeah, no, that as well as it should be. Because you believe it or not, Mater, as you know, he doesn't know a lot of stuff and he's a little clueless about stuff, but that's who you learn a lot of lessons from a lot of times, guys like that. Uh, and 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 it should have a message like that. I think the thing that's cool about Mater is the one thing that he likes to get across is Mater doesn't pretend to know everything. Mater knows what he's good at. I think a lot of people always, you know what it is on the internet. Everybody knows everything about everything, and they really don't know anything about anything. And nobody ever wants to admit they don't know everything about it because they want to think they know everything. Mater's good at what Mater's good at. Mater knows he's not good at a lot of things, but he knows he's good at a few things. He knows he doesn't know everything, but he knows a few things. And he just loves life. And what he wants to do is he wants to help people and he wants to enjoy life. He wants to help people and and spread cheer. That's what everybody ought to do. Don't be a know-it-all and just learn from things. Mater learns from people, and then people learn from Mater. So that's that. Yeah, that's a good thing in here. It's good to laugh and have a great show to watch that the whole family can watch and take away a little bit that it's wrong to be jealous It doesn't help to be jealous. It's not good to lie. It's not good to do, all those lessons come out of Mater. And it's good to help people. It's good to give to people. It's good to help people out in a time of need if you can do it. All of those lessons come from Mater and McQueen in certain ways. And yeah, I mean, it's awesome.
It really is. And one of the most important lessons there that I really took away was the importance of living life to the fullest, overcoming your fears and really living life to the fullest. And I love how, there's one of the dogs barging in here as we talked about earlier. One of my favorite aspects of Mater's personality that you mentioned is not being a know-it-all and being confident in what he knows and being willing to learn, because growing up, I was always a know-it-all too. And I think it's so important people realize if you want to know more, you don't got to tell people more stuff. You got to listen.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. That's the cool thing about Mater. I love the line about, I don't need to know where I'm going, just need to know where I've been. That just goes to tell you, Mater's been here and he's done this. He knows his life. He knows his parameters. He knows what he can do, what he can't do. And you know what? I'm not worrying about what's going to happen in the future. I'm just doing what I'm doing. I've handled it before and I'm going to handle it again. I think a lot of people worry about stuff that never happens. And then all they do is spend their whole time worrying. So Mater's just letting you know, hey man, don't worry about it. You can handle it. You've handled a lot of things. Just don't worry. Just take the day on. Every day is a challenge. You're going to be fine. You know what I mean?
I do. And I think it's an incredible lesson that, like you mentioned, it's not just kids can take away from this, it's adults as well. And
absolutely.
As a teacher, I appreciate that. I might have to be mixing in some of these shorts in my lessons. And Larry the Cable Guy, thank you so much for joining Agents of Fandom and myself, TJ's Words today. This has been a pleasure to meet you.
Absolutely. I appreciate you wanting to talk to me, and I'm glad you like it. Thank you.